Boing! Welcome to the Good Crack Podcast. We're here.
We're here with another guest.
One of the best in the game right now. Paddy Defino.
Best in the game.
One of them.
From a guy 2 months into comedy, one of the best in the
like
game.
3 months, you fucking pussy.
I'm very excited to be here, boys.
We're excited to have you.
Although I wish I was in better, shape. I feel like someone who went to space and then they brought you back to Earth and like your body is like not used to the gravity.
You haven't readjusted yet. Yeah.
I haven't readjusted. We had a late night.
Yeah.
Agreeably. I had a very early morning.
So you had to be
that was
on
unfortunate.
The job at 9, right?
Yeah, I had to be there by 9 and I was 20 minutes late.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I got lucky because what it was like, I don't want to give too much detail because like...
You don't have to.
That should be considered on time for a Saturday.
It should.
In a sense, you know?
It should, yeah, for a Saturday that I'm not supposed to be. But like, it was like a walk around Battery Park City and like a tour, like a guided tour kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I was supposed to take notes and like report them back to my boss. And he's like, you don't have to stay the whole time. So I was like, okay, I told him I had a thing at 1. Actually, first he called and he was like, hey, can you, like, what are you doing tomorrow? This was on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I got something from 1 to 3, but I could do something like after and then like, he just like laughed. I was like, or before, I guess. It's a Saturday morning, but like, ugh.
Yeah.
He knew that I was like
was
not
like
planning on it at all.
This was like a ghost tour? Like you went around to different sites and you were like, this is where the notorious killing happened?
I wish it was that cool. It was more like New York City's going to flood in like 50 years and everyone's going to die unless we make a giant fucking wall. Yeah, that's the crazy thing is like the I really shouldn't be talking too much about this.
You don't have to.
Like,
don't name any names.
I don't think I have to. I don't think I should talk at all about it.
You don't have to
honest.
talk. You don't have to say a word for
I might be
podcast.
committing a felony. I have no idea if like revealing. But I guess there was like people there that weren't like working, like trying to get the job or whatever. There was people there just like upset about something happening in Tribeca. You know,
Yeah.
Slowly. See how I slowly just let the details go.
Yeah, it's like one thing after another.
They
lose
as of
power in
now,
Tribeca.
these fucking idiots that listen to this podcast, they have no idea what you do.
Oh yeah,
Or a lot of them go to like Georgia, and so they're just like, "Wow, man, city slickers sound wow."
Yeah, we actually have a very random following of young Southern college students. We don't know why. They love us though.
Oh really?
And they're probably sitting there right now in Ole Miss, being like, "Wow, the city, Battery Park. They got a whole park made of batteries.
Yeah.
You believe that, man?
Double A's.
Their friggin' city runs on this giant battery.
Tell me Elon Musk has a city now.
I wonder if those fellas are out there with Elon.
Dude, if Elon Musk just dropped like battery-powered like rifles, we're in. Because
would that even
that's
be?
like,
It'd be galactic warfare.
yeah, he would make a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he should.
He's trying to be Star Wars.
I
He's
really-
trying to make
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, he's gonna become
That's
Darth
like,
Vader. Like
yeah,
he's gonna
for
start off
sure.
as the hero. and
I'm
just
really
become
not
the
one of
villain.
those guys that's like, yeah, it's dope to be a billionaire or whatever. But like, I don't get the whole thing where people like just hate Elon Musk simply because he's rich. Like realistically, he is the Leonardo da Vinci of our time, and he's innovating things that are gonna farly help the human species move on to the next fucking step. You know? Am I crazy?
Whether
They're gonna Chris
we
Farley
enjoy
help.
that step of meta or whatever the
No,
fuck.
not
but
that, but like, people
no,
are
but,
like,
you know what I'm
fucking
saying?
space travel. Why are we worrying about that? I'm like, we probably should. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
no, it's a necessary. It's just as necessary as every single thing that everyone's already doing.
Yeah.
Like I'm a firm believer that like there's a few people that maybe change the world like to a degree, but for the most part, humans will do what humans are capable of doing.
Right.
Like no matter what.
Just
no
in
matter
their
what
nature.
the circumstances are.
They're gonna try and fucking send it to the moon
Yeah.
on whatever they're doing.
But the problem is now, like our generation, there's so many of us that don't want to do anything.
Oh yeah.
So like it's
Yeah,
gonna
Dude, I
What do you think we're doing here, bro?
we might fuck up as a species.
Dude, I
Chinese
saw,
will be fine.
Oh, the
They'll be
Chinese
fine.
will
We're
be
gonna
great.
go. You just need one fucking nerd
Yeah.
to be like, actually, you could travel to space on water. And
Yeah.
then we're good. And
Like they're talking about a wall in New York City. The Chinese already built the wall.
Yeah,
The
Great
Wall.
Yeah. Well, that was to keep out Mongolians. We're trying to keep out climate change, as I understand.
We're trying to keep out climate change and Mongolian.
Oh, they do have great
They-
beef skewers. I gotta say.
They still haven't figured out walls in Mongolia.
Dude, I saw a fucking, like, I read like the headline on this one article yesterday about that, about like our generation, and it was like 56% of our generation is still living at home, which is like the highest it's ever been, and we are the most in debt generation too.
Yeah.
So it's just like we're
Well, that
crushing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Good.
Crushing
Well, that
it.
makes sense why we're all living at home.
Listen, if we at this point like expect not to see another nuclear war in our lifetime, then we're living in fucking fantasy land. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen the worst so far. You know, my parents didn't have to see a pandemic. They dodged the fucking World War II. Like, we've gotten the brunt of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say since grandparents still have it worse.
Like I
'Cause,
said,
like,
they're
they had
dead. They're doing fine.
That's true.
They achieved the
Honestly,
sweet death.
COVID was worse to grandparents than a war was
Oh,
when they
yeah.
were like.
That's what,
10.
dude. But think about the people that died like a week before COVID started. They never had to. That never crossed their mind. They never had to
No.
live through what we lived through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, if they didn't have a towel on their head, they didn't care what it was, but it wasn't gonna kill them. You know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's not real.
I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't tell my story at the start.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
as
all
soon
right.
as I started telling it, I was like, one, it's not interesting. Two,
I think it is.
I think it's very.
I can't even tell what it is. But anyway, there was this particular woman there.
Oh,
I will
hey.
say the thing, yeah. And she had like gray hair, like totally gray, but she was like fine. And she had this dog. and it
Fine
was-
as in like attractive.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was like
yeah.
very attractive. And she
Patty's
was
using
probably
the fine word.
dude,
fine.
She was probably
Real fun, man.
she was probably 60 years old too. And
Oh,
like
man.
I could not get over her the entire time. You know when you're
Did
like
you take
real,
notes?
When you yeah, I did take notes.
Very
For the
good.
I was
record,
gonna
and this
take
is
it
not
down.
a joke at all. In the last 24 hours alone, this is the second time that Patty has said there was this 60-year-old woman who was very sexually attractive. And
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
exaggerating.
Hey,
So
guess what?
clearly
They're
there's
out
some
there,
kind of
buddy.
trend here. We know what Patty's tastes are.
Yeah.
Hey.
So what happened? Did you get
Funny
any
thing is,
digits?
I've never even knocked on the door of 30
really?
with a woman.
I think
yeah.
I've been with a 30-year-old. We've discussed this. We've had a podcast segment about being with older women that are willing to get with kids in their early 20s.
Yeah, and just like
Yeah.
the train wrecks that they are.
Yeah, but some of them are fun and they make like that kid's life.
Oh yeah.
Do you think if the situation presented itself with the two 60-year-old women you've told me about in the last 24 hours,
Yes.
like if they said like, let's get
This
dinner,
is Paddy Defino, November 13th. Yes.
what would you be looking for? Though?
2021,
Just like a
yes.
strictly sexual
it in the
relationship?
book.
Do you want to date a 60-year-old woman?
I just want to like smell her and like be up in her for like a hot
And
sec.
just create.
and just create.
Salmon.
We'll see what the night creates.
Yeah. We created it.
Oh,
I
God.
create it on the small of her back.
Let's look at these topics before. So Paddy Defino.
Paddy Defino.
Oh, you
man.
guys do topics?
No,
Well,
no.
I
We're
would
just
like to have a.
I
a
was
roadmap.
coming loose.
I
like,
was wondering what your thing was going to be, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be like it had like a sports gambling thing in there. or
No,
whatever.
that's Franklin's shtick.
Oh, okay. Does
Yeah.
he does that on his?
Well,
No,
he'll
he-
like talk about
talk
it,
about
but
his life, and his
Yeah.
life includes a lot of that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is his theme song the Franklin theme song?
no, we should tell him that.
It's Franklin.
dude, I was just thinking about it. There was like 3 shows that were like all relatively the same, but like I don't remember what they were about. There was Franklin, who was a turtle, right?
Yeah,
And then there was Arthur, who was an anteater,
an anteater.
and then there was Caillou.
Doug or Caillou.
Doug.
Caillou, which
Caillou
was
is-
a fucking like needed to be aborted child. That kid fucking ate
Dude,
shit.
yeah, dude. Didn't he not have eyebrows either?
He didn't have
Yeah.
eyebrows. He didn't have hair.
It was
he
just he had alopecia or
he had
something.
no like social
just, like, his-
awareness at all. He was probably autistic. I think that's.
I
The point
feel
of the
like
show.
yeah, I feel like it
a
was one of
lot
those
shows
things.
You
Yeah.
grow up, and then they just randomly reveal, like, by the way, that character was autistic.
It's,
Yeah.
it's funny how much you can hate a kid like before you're told they're autistic. Like once you're told, you're like, oh, okay, well it makes sense. I thought he was just a piece of
I
shit.
think, did you guys, I don't know if this is a deep cut. I feel like I was watching cartoons very late into like my life. Like maybe like 9 or 10, I was still watching cartoons. That's not too young.
I think even older, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
still watching cartoons, dude.
Did
I
you
read
guys remember a
cartoons
show
too.
called Max and Ruby?
Yeah, Max
Yeah.
and Ruby.
Ruby and Max.
Max.
They were bunny rabbits, and like retrospectively, Max clearly was severely autistic.
I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
I think
you
he
can read up
was.
on
Yeah.
that.
And his sister was just a big old dumb bunny cunt, and she was like, "No, Max, you can't have the candies yet before supper." And he's like, "Bitch, I'm gonna eat these candies."
Yeah.
I'm gonna love him.
I was gonna say I thought he was really young, but he was like wearing jeans in the show. wasn't he?
Overalls.
Like there's no
They're like, I'd be like, why do his parents dress him like this? Like, it's so
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Like,
It's
let
just
him be
like-
comfy.
He's also a rabbit.
He should be dressed like I am, like sweats.
I think the premise of every episode is they'd tell him not to do something, and then they'd go away, and he'd look around and be like, "I'm gonna do it." He would just go and do it.
Did
That
you guys?
is true.
Did you guys like Rocco's Modern Life?
I think never really
Dude,
saw
these
that.
are all cartoons.
That was
I
that
remember
was a
on the
throwback
periphery, but, like,
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
the ones that I remember like constantly watching were like
Hey Arnold.
Fairly Godparents, Hey Arnold, SpongeBob, and like Jimmy Neutron. Like I don't know. Shit
Jimmy
like that.
Neutron was awesome. That
Dude,
was
we were
such a
just
good
we were
show.
watching shit the other
Dude.
day. Bolby.
Oh God, Bolby.
Dude, we were watching the clip where they do Macbeth, and like I forget what happens, but like Bolby has to go on and plays as someone, and he's just like randomly goes into a perfect English accent. He's like, "Life is but a walking shadow." And they're all just in the
And it's like
audience.
dun dun dun.
Yeah, that show was brilliant. And then we were saying like it disappeared, like you couldn't get it on streaming. There was no reruns, but it was a
No.
fucking. I remember seeing the movie in theaters
Carl
before this
Weezer,
show.
dude. The Carl
Yeah,
clan.
The Wheeze.
The Carl clan. His like llama clan. That was a thing. And then when he
Hot
had the
dog.
giant growth out of his ass with the alien in it, you
Yeah.
remember that one?
A hot dog bun could be a fashionable hat.
Dude, I remember watching that movie because, like, did you guys see the
Yeah,
movie?
yeah.
Like, we were, like, pretty young, relatively. I might have been, like, 10, 12
Yeah,
years old. I
that
don't
came
remember.
before the show.
But I remember seeing that, and I was just like, I'm not, like, my mom's not telling me what to do. And I, like,
Oh, dude.
I just had this chip on my shoulder after watching, because they just they do the whole thing.
Yeah, they
just
save-
the kids.
yeah.
The kids save the parents.
I
mean,
remember after that movie came out, I'm not exaggerating, there's a scene very early on, right when the parents disappear, where Carl is saying, "I'm peeing in the shower." And I thought that was brilliant writing.
Yeah.
So every day for like at least 7 years after that, I pissed in the shower every time.
Yeah, isn't it fucked up
That's
that
dope.
movie made you think it was wrong to pee in the shower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was cool to do it.
Yeah.
And I did
If
it.
you'd be like, doesn't everyone do this? It saves water.
It does.
You
It
flush
also,
a gallon every time.
It probably cleans the toilet or the shower too.
Yeah, like the drain. Like if there's hair in it, the
Yeah.
acidic piss just comes and it goes like.
Yeah.
pH levels of your piss, depending, it becomes drained out.
Oh, speaking
Well,
of
when I was
speaking of
younger-
hair in the drain, dude. I like we have this girl moving out of our apartment because she hates us. She hates because it's just like comedians in the apartment,
Yeah.
and we're just assholes.
Did that just
all the
happen
time.
randomly?
We're very nice to
like,
her.
did you guys randomly match as like all roommates?
We had like an open room and like we showed it off to a bunch of people, and she was the first one.
Oh
that took it.
wow.
She's a lesbian, and she's getting engaged, so she's leaving our apartment. But like, it's just me and her that use this upstairs like bathroom, and it's got the shower in it and everything. And the other day I was I was just in the shower. It was just like we're the only two that use it. In the drain, I like used my foot because it was like the water was like building up. It was like not going through the drain. I was like, what the fuck? So I like swept it, and like these pink little hairs, like this tuft of pink hair, just like floated around. And she doesn't have pink hair
hair.
on her head.
So
It's got to be
she
dyed
the
pubes, right?
Oh,
Pink
man.
pubes.
Or does she have a significant other that has pink hair? They were doing a little
No.
shower
The other
fucking?
one does not have
Oh,
pink
wow.
hair either. She has a skateboard.
That's
What-
pretty
dude,
cool.
what
Have-
if-
have you ever been with a girl with dyed pubes? Because I haven't, but I
No.
feel like that would be
No,
quite
I
interesting.
Dude,
That's-
Tommy showed me someone dyed a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people do that,
Blue,
which is
like,
kind of
what?
fucked.
It's fucked because
is
there's
fucked.
certain dyes that aren't good for them, but there's certain ones that are. Because I remember this was a big question when the notorious rapper Riff Raff dyed his dog, his husky, Jody Husky's hair blue, and it looked sick, but it was clean. It was safe shit. You could do it safely.
Yeah,
It's also a bit
still.
unnecessary.
That's like owning a Pokemon at that point.
Dude, I love dogs. We were with some Doges
dude,
last night.
Foofy is a Pokemon.
Foofy's a sweet dog. Yeah,
We're
she
just
is.
sitting there fucking doing stuff, and then I turn around and Foofy's just like nestling herself under the blankets like, when are you guys getting out of my fucking room?
Yeah. Yeah, she's been in, she gets in like moods. It's really funny, and she fights with the other dogs, but she thinks she's hot shit.
She's
Like,
still got a leap for how old she is, man.
Yeah.
Dude, she fucking jumped off of both of my legs. Like it was a parkour fucking thing. It was nuts. I was like, Foofy, he still got it.
Yeah, she
Got a gray goatee going. Fu Manchu. Beautiful Doge.
I feel like there was something we were talking about a second ago. I kind of wanted to.
The
pink
roommate
hair.
moving out and
Oh no, that wasn't it. It was before that. I think I took it away by telling that story.
I don't think so.
Oh, we were talking about Jimmy Neutron and pissing in the shower and the freedom of being unsupervised.
And then I said,
right.
the piss would clean the drain, and you're like, oh, speaking of the drain.
Oh, see, this is good.
Dude.
We're double checking our work here before
We're
we hand in the
podcasters.
test.
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. I've just been doing and getting all the hair out that shit, man. Shit, how you my piss for that shit, man?
Who is that?
The fucking Gen Z pussies. Thank you for having me on your podcast. All right, then. We're going to not do accents for the remaining.
Oh, come on, guys. I'm just getting into it.
I was just warming up.
So, Paddy, let's get into the deep shit. Let's give the listeners
Let's get into
what
the
they
deep
wanna
state.
hear. Give us your early life origins. Who are you? Where are you from? How did you get into the world of comedy? And how did you find yourself in a flop house in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn? Or Bushwick?
I don't have a quick answer for any of this.
You don't got to be quick. We got all day, dude. We'll do a
We
road.
got
Alright.
time.
I'll tell you how I got into comedy was like I used to be.
You're from New York State, right?
I'm from this is good. You guys know what you're doing here. I should start from
Where do you
I'm
hail from, Pat?
I'm from Saugerties, New York,
Socrates.
the home of Jimmy Fallon.
James Fallon.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
And
Yo, Paddy, you're from Socrates too, man? That's so weird. I'm just from there.
yeah, Jimmy Fallon and sorry, my brain is like I'm
That's
just
my
like
Jimmy Fallon.
zoned out. And Seth Turner, who was a superintendent. No,
Who's
he's
that?
not a famous guy.
Superintendent of
he's
what?
Just
Just
a
a
guy
superintendent.
Of a building?
of the schools.
He was,
Ah.
but he was prolific to say the least.
Yeah, great guy.
All right.
Not
Why did you
well
bring
liked.
him
He
up?
he was like Trump, dude. Not well liked, but great guy. Real great guy.
But wait,
Just kidding.
was he famous? Does he have notoriety?
No, he doesn't. I
You're
don't
just
know
letting
why I
us
said
know who the
you
superintendent is.
missed it.
Who was our superintendent? Mark Toback?
No,
Oh,
wasn't
dude,
it
give me
Don
that.
Pavlak?
Give me that toe
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, Saugerties. Grew up there. One class clown. We talked about this last night. You have to win
Yep.
class clown.
We were all 4 for 4.
Yeah, isn't that weird that every comedian was their class clown?
It is weird, but it also makes
Even
all
Fall
the
Rivers
sense.
was probably his class clown.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Fall Rivers might have been like most likely to succeed because he was into like marketing and stuff in high school, but then he got into like selling crack.
probably
and
more
then-
like most likely to commit a fucking mass murder. Just kidding, Fall Rivers. We're fans.
Most Native American name goes to Fall River.
Well, when he said he's like, how I come up with that name, I don't know. Like,
Oh, that's not-
Didn't he say that?
Of course,
at the
that's
first
not his
mic?
real name.
I can't believe I didn't put that together. I looked at him. I was like,
He's from fucking Miami, not like the Navajo Nation.
what was I gonna say? I don't know.
Oh, so sorry. Superintendent John
yeah,
Williams
so-
and Jimmy Fallon were from your town.
Yep.
It's a small
Superintendent John Williams, also known for orchestrating the symphonies in Indiana Jones and Star Wars.
Dude, this kid doesn't know anything about fucking movies, but he knows the guy.
I know
who
Star
scored
Wars.
Harry Potter 1.
Yeah, so
Scored that
won the class clown, played some sports. I went to school for engineering at a community college, played baseball for 2 years, and I was in a band. Like I was in a band through like high school.
What was the name of the band?
Hudson's Crew.
Wow.
It was called.
Nice.
Yeah, they're
Did
on
you guys
Spotify.
ever think about all killing yourselves
Oh yeah, for sure.
for the
But
clout?
for the clout.
That's upstate swag though. The Hudson.
Yeah, so I guess the origin of this was like me and my cousin started the band, and we were like in, I don't know, 8th grade, 7th grade or something.
Rock music?
So yeah, like we just like the Black Keys, so we're like, let's just do something like
Great
that.
band.
Love the Black
And
Keys.
I guess like Hudson's Crew was this what's his name? Rip Van Winkle. Have you heard of Rip Van
of
Winkle?
course. He's up in the
Yeah, he was up in
Catskills.
the Catskills bowling.
Just doing ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Rip Van Winkle as in like the guy that slept forever? Like the
Yeah.
Yeah,
mythological
and he just
guy?
lived in the Catskills.
Oh, he was a New York legend?
Yeah,
Dude, he's the man.
So he would just bowl and drink and the crew that would bowl and drink was called Hudson's Crew. Like those were his boys.
Wait,
It
Rip
was
Van
ripping
Winkle
the
was
ripping
a
the
real
boys.
person?
No, just a
they
fictional.
would. Yeah, the guy. They'd call the guy Rip Van Winkle. Though.
Yeah.
He looked like him.
Yeah, I think maybe there's a guy that they would call Rip Van Winkle. I don't know, but like there's a fictional story of like where he fell asleep in the woods for like 100 years or
In,
what. I
in
don't
that
remember.
fictional story, he was a bowling guy and he had a crew named the Hudson Crew.
I think so.
I've never read it. You fucking tell me.
Yeah,
dude.
no,
I thought. See, now I thought I misremembered. I'm like, didn't he like go on like vision quests, like where he would just get wasted and walk through the Catskills?
Yeah.
What?
I think.
And be like,
Next thing you know,
I
like,
think you're thinking of Doc Hudson.
Didn't he plant all the apple seeds in America?
that's Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
Johnny Hudson's Crew.
He's the guy that hammered through a mountain faster than a machine.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
But yeah, like so, like I was always good at public speaking. I always like enjoyed it and like felt like I was decent at it. And like in playing in a band, it's the same thing. I like performing pretty much, but like I played drums and I could not keep a decent looking face the entire time I was doing it, dude. Like I'd just be like fucking
dude,
going
you were
in.
born that
You
way.
act
But
like you're on the
was
O
fun.
line.
Yeah, but it's like presentational. It wasn't till like because like that band broke up, and it wasn't till like I was like, all right, let me try to do stand up, and you realize you're like, oh shit, it's just me. Like that's what the front man feels in like a band.
Yeah.
Although they have like awesome reinforcement in the fact that 1, they have a good voice. 2, they're good at their instrument. And 3, there's a band of people that are also good at their instrument.
And then
Oh, yeah.
4, every time they come out, they have to go up to the mic and say, "This is the front man is speaking."
Yeah. The best way I can describe, because like we talked about this, the musician, comedian, like, back and forth thing.
Crossover.
I like when a band finishes a song and there's that time in between, and before they like do another song, like that's what stand up is.
Yeah.
It's like that whole time in between, always.
Yeah.
Because people are always kind of listening for you to tell your thing, and you're either losing them or you're picking them up, and it's like it's that vital time where like you can be crushing and crushing and crushing, but if you don't do something for like 20-30 seconds, like I'm talking about like really crushing.
Yeah.
Like normally it's less than that. People are gonna be like they're just gonna lose interest, you know? So I don't know, but music, dude. Yeah, it wasn't until I started doing stand up that I realized I was like, oh man, like we really like we really crushed when we were playing music.
Well, yeah, you were
Yeah.
making this point last night, and like I disagreed somewhat because you're like, any band could get up and people are like, great, like impressed because it's easier to just if you could play music, you could play music. But there's some fucking shitty bands. I've seen some bands that are like, this is just god awful, but people are also way more easily impressed by music than like they would be by comedy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Especially now.
People just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the shitty thing about music that comedy definitely is easier for is like music. If you play covers, everyone loves you.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy, you cannot tell someone else's joke.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
You can't do that, which means that they want to see your material. Like bands, nobody wants to see a band's original song,
Right,
if they're
right.
not like a really successful band.
Right.
Like that's a lot to ask, and not just that, like an entire set of music. This was important to me because I fell off a bike when I was 19.
And they're like, play Rocket Man.
Yeah, they're like Freebird. But like, if you're a cover band, you can rip. Like you can
That's what I'm
absolutely
saying,
rip.
Dude, Australian Pink Floyd and like Led Zeppelin 2
Yeah.
are
The
two.
Queen touring
They're
band.
like they're the biggest cover bands for Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, and they tour yearly, like
Yeah.
full
Dude,
tours.
not even
Yeah.
that.
It's
Like
insane.
you go to Just Jake's, it's just a band playing all covers. Everyone loves it. They crush. And then you think to yourself that you'll be at a wedding and you're looking at a band that's just crushing covers. Everyone's loving it. And like they're probably getting paid decent money.
A lot.
Oh,
They're
dude.
like
A lot.
Like 10 to
45-year-old losers
15K.
that still have like
Yeah.
long black hair and look like they're in fucking, death metal group. But I'm like, you know what? It's probably not a bad life.
No, most of the people who do that, because I'll meet them when I shoot like events like wedding or bar mitzvahs and shit. The thing with them is they'll just start to get older and eventually they hate the commitment. Like it's a long
It becomes
day.
a job.
It becomes a lot. Like
Yeah.
a lot of those
Yeah.
guys I'll meet that are older, they're just like, yeah, when I was your age, man, it's the greatest shit in the world. You'll make fucking, $8,000 in a weekend and shit like that. But
Get some
then they
puss.
turn 60.
Yeah.
Then they turn 60
Crash
and they're
a
like, I'm
wedding.
embarrassed to be here. Like, it's too much. It's like I'm fucking old.
Well,
Yeah,
like, listen,
you know.
it's undoubtedly the most depressing thing ever. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
You have to challenge yourself. Like if
Yeah.
you don't, you're just gonna be like
Or you
like,
got to just be like outgoing and just
Yeah.
like really like get off on that and enjoy the people
See, but that's the
personality
thing
thing.
where it's
Yeah.
like that's kind of binary because it's like you're 60, but like you're gonna be playing songs that everyone loves. You're doing your gig, and it is what it is. Like you know, whatever you play the hits and you do your thing and you get paid. But like, imagine if you're one of those people that's like been doing stand up for 30 years and you're 60 and you're still doing like the fucking Veterans Hall in Wayne, New Jersey, and it's like, yeah, you're selling out for a bunch of old fucks, but like that's depressing as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else is depressing is having like a really unmanaged pubic region.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks.
Is this you trying to lead
And there's
it to
only one thing,
Manscaped?
I can tell you what that is.
and it's the lawnmower 4.0.
Lawnmower 4.0, folks. Manscaped is the below the waist champions of the world. They're trusted by 2 million men. It's a great product, and they just released their 4th generation lawnmower, the Lawnmower 4.0.
It has skin-safe technology and a ceramic blade with a 4K light that allows you to trim your pubes in the dark, folks.
In the dark.
In the dark.
Wait, you
In the
guys have
dark.
this memorized?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm a
this is-
fucking pro.
This is
What do
like
you want
week.
from
This is
me?
like week 5 now.
This is how bad of a comedian I am.
Oh,
you guys,
stop
You
it.
guys started doing the ad, and they said below the waist champion, and I was like thinking real hard.
We didn't write it.
And
That's
then I
good
realized Lisa Ann is probably the below the waist champion.
She probably is, and you know what she probably uses to keep herself clean?
Manscaped.
Manscaped.
That's true.
She probably
Woman
does.
could use it. The fucking skin-safe technology.
That's
Yeah,
not
just-
a fact. By the way, it's not a fact that Lisa Ann uses it nor endorses it. We're just gonna throw that out there, but she might.
Just
She
write a
might.
little WO in front
Yeah,
of
no,
that
we're
thing.
good. We said it. We're
Womanscaped,
good.
you're good.
But listen,
Anne
guys,
Marie will listen to the first 7 seconds of that ad, and then she'll email us back and be like, "Guys, it's great, hilarious. You guys are doing great." And we're like, "Hey, like." I sent her ad checks, and it was 10 minutes of ads, and she emailed me 8 minutes later, and she's like, "Awesome job. They're so funny. Great job. Keep it going."
Wait, is she like an intern or something?
No, she's just like our acquisitions manager that like we deal with,
Oh.
which is great, by the way. And it's what's awesome about Manscaped is that like, sure, you might not be selling the product like we are, right? But at least you know the team behind it is great. We can tell you, we work with them. They're great people.
we love the company, but most importantly, we love the product.
the product.
Can you use it on your face?
Yeah, I do.
can?
I do. The
Wow.
body, the pubes, the
It's
face.
waterproof, so
It's
you can fucking
waterproof.
just
Yeah,
wash
because
it
I use like a regular razor right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I go back and forth. Like
Yeah.
it's a flight from New York to LA.
Yeah.
Just
And you're
fucking,
just-
don't I just rinse the thing.
Do you really want to have the sweaty, cum-soaked pube hairs, dead skin mixing with your face skin?
No.
So
But
then
I-
get a
I-
fucking Manscaped, you
Well,
fucking pussy.
Here's why I think that Manscaped is worth it, and not the fact that it's already selling like crazy, like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Using promo code
Good crack.
Good Crack.
Good
For
crack.
20% off and free shipping.
But
on
also
any
like,
product.
dude, dancing around those balls with a razor, dude.
It's
Scary.
We talked about that too.
No,
Matt
I-
shaved his gooch.
It's
dude.
like walking into a saloon.
Dude, I have
wearing
cut. I
tie-dye.
have cut my
Wearing
balls. Like, I'm not
tie-dye.
even- like, I've bled from my nutsack.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
My
And
nipples too.
It's a bleed that does not cease quickly.
It's not even terrible. It's just like I'm very uncomfortable about those things. You know, like those are sensitive areas. That's your family jewels, and just to see blood coming from it, it's not even like deep. It's not like I cut my seminal vesicles and I have cum leaking out. It's
Yo, seminal vesicles.
just in case you guys
That's
were wondering
definitely
if I
an
remember
M&M.
no,
Got my seminal vesicle.
you guys don't remember
And your
8th
testicle.
grade health? We learned about these. Oh, that was freshman biology. I'm sorry. It's what makes the cum sweet.
Yeah.
So you got to talk about that for 10 minutes?
What?
No.
No,
Manscaped.
at least a minute. But you know, and then
give them 10-minute ads because we're hilarious.
and folks, how about this one? You know, and I'll throw this in there. The holiday season's coming up. Black Friday's coming up. Black Friday is a big day. It's really great for shopping online.
And you know what? I can't verify this yet, but if I had to guess, I think Manscaped's going to give you a Black Friday deal. And you know what? I think they're a generous folk. And I think on top of the deals they're giving out, you're probably going to be able to get to the fucking checkout and type in good crack and still get 20% off and free shipping. on top of the fucking promo deals they're giving you.
And they just released some new products.
Yeah, is there like a dick cream yet?
Yeah,
they
we
already
have that. Yeah.
That's the ball deodorizer. And then they have a dick spray called the Crop Preserver. And they're great because one's
The
like...
crop reviver.
Crop Reviver, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You get out of the shower, you slather
Yeah.
your balls up with the deodorant, you're fucking running, like, you know, clean all day. But then let's say you do have a sweaty sack after a day of me, like, working from home, sitting in the fucking same chair. Then you just dash it up with a spray of this stuff. It's incredible, dude.
And now they got 2-in-1 hair and body wash. Or it might just be body wash. I think it's just body wash. I retract that statement. They got new body wash.
Patty, you ever
Interesting.
get in the sack with a woman? You put in all that work. You put the comedy to work. You say, hey, listen, I ain't no Brad Pitt, but I can make I could tickle your funny bone. I'm there. That's how I get
Hey,
my,
I ain't
my
no
woman.
Brad Pitt, but I have no pubic hair.
But did you ever get into the sack with a woman and then you realize, oh, fuck, I'm unshaved. I wonder how she's going to react to this. Have you ever found yourself?
No, but I found the well, yes, but if the lady has more than you, then you're canceled out. You're okay. So I was off the hook because
Yeah.
It happened to you.
she brought the whole guard.
It's like
but it
fractions.
was I was honestly kind of into it though.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
kinda
the old
nice.
soul. It's the old
It is,
soul in
dude.
you.
I am an old soul.
You know what, though? I do love getting down there, peeking under the covers, and finding a nice bald poos. And you,
what did you call it?
a poos. Because then I could go tongue deep, and I'm not picking teeth out of my hair out of my teeth like a floss.
True. We are trying to sell the product, so bushes suck, ladies.
Yeah, so with that said, you can use code GOODCRACK for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com
And you know,
on any product.
I bet you'll have a good looking crack.
Yeah,
after-
actually, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? I haven't delved into my anal region with the Manscaped, but I should. And
I
I will.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know.
I don't
if
know how to
that's-
do that, but
I think that's like the.
That requires a lot of flexibility.
There's also you can't go back once you start doing that.
Yeah.
Doesn't it grow in
I don't
heavier every time?
Yeah,
think so.
I got to be honest, dude. A lot of my friends, the very college-age guy thing to say is like, dude, have you ever had your ass eaten? And I'm like, no. They're like, you got it. It's great. And I'm like, truthfully, I don't care how good it is. I have no desire to do that.
No.
God gave
I
me
would
a
feel
penis.
very bad just because I have such a hairy ass. I'd
Yeah.
be like, this poor
Dude, that's
girl.
where like my digested fucking Indian food comes out of. Like you don't want to. Be
Oh, it's
down
not
there.
even about that. I'm just like the hairy ass. That's all it is. I'm just like they're gonna have to.
There's just
you
nothing-
don't-
I'm not
they don't
into
need
ass
to. They don't
stuff.
need to face
Patty,
that.
what about yourself?
Well,
do you do
I've-
ass things?
No, I'm strictly against it because Jesus Christ.
You're a Catholic.
Jesus Christ
Yeah.
created the asshole for one thing, and it's not for that. But I also my asshole is like it's war torn. It's like Iraq. I had so many hemorrhoids and
Ugh.
fissures in my life that like I have a special pillow that I sit on when I work. It's like a little toilet bowl with it's like soft, so it just alleviates the asshole pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I hurt my tailbone when I was. I am like an absolute mess down there.
Yeah.
Like it's not in shape for that kind of
It's
nonsense.
it's like one of those houses that's like on the verge of just getting like whatever it's called when they just call it. You know what I'm talking about?
Condemned.
Condemned.
Condemned,
It's on
yeah.
the verge of being condemned, and it's just like don't even open the front door.
Yeah.
The whole
Patty,
thing
how
might
old are you,
collapse.
There's like a
27?
cop outside. Like
Yeah.
no, go another
Keep
block.
going.
You're 27.
I'm 27. Yeah,
So yeah, that asshole's seen 27 years of The Ringer.
27 years. And I'll tell you what. I don't know. I don't really remember the first 5, but the last 22 have not been good years, dude.
Yeah.
The first 5, I don't know, dude. You know when like you're a baby and you shit like green?
Yes.
Like all babies' shits are just.
It's like it looks
green.
like goose shit.
Yeah.
It's because we're feeding them all the greens.
Is it just green in tits?
You
Like,
guys
just-
ever, as an adult, just recreationally buy baby food at the store and say, "What's this about?"
No.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's just like it's like pudding.
It's like applesauce.
Like the banana one's good, but then you get like chicken and carrots, and you're like, I don't need this.
The idea of like a mushy carrot is gross to me, dude.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
The idea of like a normal carrot is gross to me.
Me and Joey were eating carrots yesterday.
yeah.
We
I like
them.
carrots.
Baby
oh,
carrots.
just like
Baby
off
carrots.
baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
we were talking about
Just like
the-
you have
the
that bag and
politics.
just bury them.
The politics of baby carrots is crazy because they have to just take real carrots and shave them down to that. I'm like, it feels like it's a waste of some carrot.
Yeah, for sure. It's like the veal of carrots.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like a of carrots.
I have a cousin and they all call him Country Patty, like from Always Sunny, Country Mac.
Yeah.
Because he's just like so much cooler than me in every single way. And like he's so nice and handsome, and like he's engaged and he has like a beautiful fiance. It's like
great
he's just like an awesome guy.
Never had a hemorrhoid.
Yeah. But like he would just come. He went to the same college as me after my junior college. I went to like one upstate, and he would just roll up like after his classes, and every day he would have like a long carrot, and he would just eat the carrot like Bugs Bunny. But like he never addressed it. Like we're always like, dude. One day he showed up with a can of soup. He didn't even heat it up. He just opened it and just like he just like goes out into the woods and just lives there. And like
You were
he's
talking about how
real
cool
man.
this guy was. He sounds like a fucking nut job.
Yeah, he probably
Where
manscapes
did
too.
he get the carrot?
Honestly, he does sound cool.
He's cool.
He just doesn't care. He's just
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't need to
He
heat
doesn't
it up,
care.
dude.
He has no like.
That is kind of cool when you're like one of those people that just roll up and always have one thing that's pretty random, and it's like, there's Matt with his carrot.
Yeah.
And it also shows you, it's like, oh, they're easy. Like if I had to like help this guy out or he had to come by my place, like I don't gotta like do a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he'll come in just like, oh, you got a glass of water, and that's it.
Yeah.
You could just leave him in the corner.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
He sleeps over. He doesn't need a pillow or blanket.
Dude, he would bring his own beer. Yeah, he would just fall asleep, and you could like scream in his ear, and he wouldn't wake up. So like he didn't have to like try to be quiet. But he's like there. You guys probably know like there's people in life, and you look at them, and they're like they just don't care. Like they don't think about what they're doing and like how they're what they're saying.
Ignorance is bliss.
And they're just nice people. They're like, I'm just gonna like be alive and be nice and not like sit and worry about every little thing like that. Like every comedian is so like hyper aware of like how they're acting and stuff.
And shit.
Yeah, that's like I would love to just be able to turn it off. Like you know,
Dude, just be like one of those people who just happy-go-lucky, go to like church every Sunday.
Yeah.
They go to the same like Applebee's every
but
Thursday.
do you buy
It's like-
that?
yeah.
You
No,
know,
I'm
there's
not-
some demons going on in there.
Well, no, it's one of those things where it's like the scale of weighing it out. It's like you see it and you're like, all right, imagine like they're like, they don't worry about a thing. That's got to be great. Like the ignorance is bliss. But then also they turn like 60 and like get like a cancer diagnosis, and then they go, and then it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
All they did was just like go to church on Sundays, hit the Applebee on Thursdays, office 9 to 5.
Yeah,
you know.
Everyone needs a demon or two, you know.
And everyone's got them.
And
Dude, that's why
it be-
it's just good being open. Like, you know, sometimes a night could lead you down a normal path. You have dinner, you go home, you watch some Netflix. Sometimes you're in London and you do ketamine and you go down a K-hole and you end up at a strip club and you're getting married to a woman named Susan.
Yeah.
Mhm. Susan's a good name. That's a name you should accept.
Good name,
though.
yeah.
Like they say people shouldn't be racist, but like if that was the worst thing we had, was just like you just really hated one race of people, and we just isolated all those types of people. You know how happy everyone would be? And just feed fake news and being like, they're not doing good over in this place. And I'm like, yes, fucking hate that place.
And then that place gets the news saying the others
Yeah.
aren't doing good in that place.
Exactly.
That's an
Like
interesting point.
the news we already know the news fucks with us. Why can't they fuck with us in a good way
Yeah.
and
Oh.
make us happier?
Why? They
'Cause
would
they're
never.
douches.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
to fuck with us in a mean, bad way that we just all feel terrible. No matter like I don't even know ever what's going on for real.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It's
you
an
know?
interesting concept. I will say this. The Good Crack podcast does not condone racism.
Oh, we know that.
But
We know that.
I like your idea
I'm
of
gonna have to go.
if you have propaganda feeding to the people that want that propaganda and they're all getting their own propaganda, I guess everyone is happy until those people have to confront each other, which is the problem with living in this society.
Yeah, and I don't know where I've heard this, and I could just be making it up, but they say people in North Korea are like the happiest people because they just know what's going on in their country. They don't know how much they could have, and they have basically nothing.
I'm gonna disagree with you there, Ben.
Well, no, but like it's an interesting point because then my friend, he has Polish grandparents, and like they say all the time that communist Poland, like that was the greatest part, like that was the best years of their life.
Yeah.
Like they were the happiest and everything felt like controlled and taken care of. And it's like weird to think that because then you'll meet other like Polish people and who'll be like hell.
Yeah.
Or like there's a lot of Cubans like
no,
that. Some Cubans love
most
this. Some
people
Cubans
argue
are like
for the bad stuff, but I get
Right.
that. But that's probably just like a testament to the larger idea of what human beings are. And it's like, hey, you could be very happy. And like, think about it. Like, I hate to get so deep right now, but like, people like being sheeps a lot of the time. They like being told what to do because then it's business as usual, right? But like, isn't the beauty of freedom is that you could go out and fuck up and have those bad days and those bad years, but then you could have good years, and it's all part of the fucking this life.
Yeah. Did you guys get pulled into the suck at all, like during the pandemic?
Oh,
like,
just
or
like,
you just
like
kind
getting
of
red pilled and shit.
Yeah, where you just had an opinion. You're like, oh, this is exactly what it is.
No,
Like the other one
I
is
actually
lying.
went the opposite way. Like,
Yeah.
I devolved so much from opinions at all because I felt both sides were so wrong about certain things. They were right about other things, but both sides were usually like, I just hate extremism. And I'm like, if people are willing to put this much passion into something, like, imagine if they were trying to cure cancer or write a good book. Like, we'd be fucking on Mars tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think wasting your time.
Write a good book.
Dude, if someone...
Imagine we took this
the
time
book
to
of
write
how
a
to get
great
how to get
book.
to
No, I'm
Mars.
just saying, like, listen, the people that are fucking diving into 9-hour binge sessions on, like, QAnon forums and then going on Twitter and starting wars with people, if they just took that energy and was like, hey, I'm going to start chipping away at a novel, you probably come out with a pretty decent or interesting novel at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's just like, why even concern yourself with something that you have no control of and in the grand scheme of things is never going to matter? You know what I'm saying?
It reinforces whatever they think could possibly be, and then they're like, oh man,
Yeah.
this is good.
I think that's a waste of life and a waste of consciousness.
I did the same thing. I just kind of gave up. I was like,
I was
I'm
like,
not
dude,
voting.
give
I
me
don't give a
Netflix.
fuck about any of this.
Yeah.
But I did realize that it's way easier to just have a pack. Like, you feel better as a person if you're in like a pack.
Yeah,
that's
tribalism.
human nature.
Yeah, as opposed to like
strive for community.
just kind of like what I'm doing, what you're doing. I don't know. Like,
Yeah. No,
just
I'm the
kind of
same.
just kind of traveling through and being like, and because everyone fucking is like, what do you mean you don't?
Everyone's off their rocker in some sort, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm open to it all and just like whatever. Like,
Yeah.
let's,
No,
I-
but like if you...
I just agree with whatever someone else is saying to me. I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
yup,
yeah, exactly.
yup.
No, that's exactly where
For
we're
sure.
at, because it's like, I could either say, actually, I don't agree with that, and then spend the next
Yeah.
30 minutes trying to argue
And
with
then we're
someone whose
never
mind
friends
I'm never,
again?
Yeah.
Or not even that. You just like, you're sitting at a bar doing that for 30 minutes and you're like, oh, I kind of just want to go home now.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
right.
feel like hanging out.
Fuck that.
Why'd I
But
just waste
what's
my time?
really funny is like before the pandemic, sometimes I would disagree with people just to disagree.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Is that
shit.
thunder?
I think so.
Do you think the mics picked that up?
I think.
Either
Maybe.
thunder or we just got
They
nuked.
have
Dude,
they have
what
that
were we just
isolation
talking
thing.
about? We should have.
God saying,
We should.
hey, guys.
Yeah, we should go.
God,
we should
God
go
was
to
like QAnon. is real.
Manscaped 5.0.
So, folks, you'll get 20% off with code GoodCrack and free shipping. This was all a long ad for Manscaped.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, it's sometimes fun to fuck with people just for the sake of contrarianism.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like
It was fun before the pandemic when nothing
Yeah.
mattered because nobody really
No
cared.
one cared. Yeah.
Like they cared about maybe like do you remember anyone caring about Obama as much as like people care about like Trump and Biden? Like even Obama felt like people were like
Dude, but they're
really
so-
into him.
it's
and
clear, like,
Well,
not
no,
even
we
close.
like think about where we were at in age too. Like no one just really gave a fuck. And then
No.
with the whole like 2016 election, it's like all of a sudden people were like cared about politics so
But-
much. Like I had friends that would never have peeped
Yeah.
a word, and now it's like they love it. Like that's
it's
what
just
they
the
care.
influx of like social media and internet and like.
But I also think it's
True.
like I also think it's like just getting older. That's what I think it is too. Like
Yeah, but
people
I
like
care
are getting
less
to an
now.
age.
I care less.
No,
now
I
than
do. No,
yeah.
I do too. But I'm saying like the norm is like
Yeah.
as we're getting to this age now, people care because now like they have like they're working full time, so now they're paying taxes or this and that, and it's just like now they actually want to like watch Fox or
Dude,
CNN
my
every
MO
day and
is
just go
like,
off.
listen, bro, you could watch all that. You could try to educate yourself with the biased media on both sides. But the fact of the matter is, like, when I hear some fucking stupid woman like that my mom is friends with trying to explain to me how like we're being taken over by a dark secret force within the government, I'm like, listen, Carol, what the fuck are you gonna do about it then?
Yeah.
That's when I
You
lean
and your
in and
friends
I'm
are gonna
like,
get together
"Tell
and
me."
go fight the lizard people. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna change anything. This system has existed for hundreds of years before we were around, and it's gonna exist forever after we're around.
The only way she's changing the world is if she started a podcast.
Yeah, or if she got
True.
her hands on a nuclear arsenal and said, "That's it, I'm done." And if Carol gets that nuclear arsenal, God bless her.
Yeah,
Please
is
take
this
my
the
life.
saying? The only way she could change the world is if she dug a hole in her backyard.
That's good.
That's something. Right?
That's something, yeah. They would love that in China.
I feel like I could write.
They'd be like, oh, that's the pop. Yes, yeah, that's what we do need. Everyone dig your own hole.
You can dig to America. You dig a dig.
Jesus Christ.
So I think you guys don't do Asian accents on your podcast.
We try not to.
We try not to.
But,
I do them every fuck.
No, I
city
respect
USA.
it. Just do your thing.
You know,
I
Paddy's
did a
comedian.
jazz man before, so.
Yeah,
Is that rain now?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you got a skylight.
dude.
Yeah.
Good thing the door is open.
Yeah, and
Good thing we live on the second
Good
floor.
thing where that ceiling is fucked up. That's where we've been getting leaks from. So at least it's right over like the camera and stuff.
It'll
Yeah.
be cool, like 3D effects.
Yeah.
So, Patty, where else? How did we come together? Patty, you host the open mic at the Comedy Shop at the Bronx River Yacht Club in the West Village.
On
How did-
Wednesdays.
How
at
did you get that
5:30.
gig, and how did me and Joey come into your life? Into
Well,
your
How did we come into you?
Yeah, how did you guys come into me? Well, TJ Francis handed me over the mic because he was sick of it, and I was like, "This is a good way to meet people,"
Yeah, for
which
sure.
is true. I was like very hesitant to host, but I figured it was something I've never done, so I should do it. And then we met, I believe. I believe you guys brought people to the mic.
You
And it was
must
your
have been our
first
It was
time.
second-
the first time we met you was the weekend after Norm passed because remember I told you opened and you did weekend update.
Oh, okay. So that was the first weekend.
That was the,
that was like
the
our
first
second
time.
That
or
was the
third
first time
time
we
doing
met.
stand-up, I believe.
Yeah,
though.
but the
Oh,
first
wow.
time at his mic, like
yeah,
the
because
Wednesday.
we were doing the Monday ones initially.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was.
I love how I said after
was
Norm
fun.
passed, like as if he's my friend. Like, yeah, remember when like after
Yeah.
Norm passed?
Here's a
we
good
all-
Norm story. Do you guys remember when I was 4 and I met him and he touched me? I'm just kidding, Norm.
You know, like this is funny because like every time I've talked to a comedian about it, I've just been like, yeah, because I do genuinely want to talk about Norm Macdonald because
Yeah.
like, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh, like do you like that's crazy about Norm? And they're like, oh yeah, another comedian, like whatever. Sad about Norm. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you're another one of these. And then I just lie to them. I'm just like, well, I started comedy to try to meet Norm Macdonald. Like, that's the only reason I started. But now
You
I'm
should have been like,
here.
I opened for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you should have
Yeah.
been like, yeah. So I was at the cellar and they
Yeah.
needed this bullet set.
I'm his son.
And they're like, where's Blobbity? He's supposed to do the bullet set. And they're looking around frantically. And I walk up to this guy. He's the booking.
They go, are you a comedian?
Yeah.
And Patty's like, yeah.
But I
could do
get
the
it.
bullet
I
set.
get, like, because every comedian loves Norm Macdonald, obviously. If you don't love him, you're one of those weird comics. Like, you know the ones who are just, like, they have their act, like, dialed in, and it's very, like, theatrical and, like,
Oh, yeah.
whatever. Like, it's like a performance kind of thing. Like, they don't understand, like, the nuance of what he's doing. You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really know.
The rain sounds like a toilet.
It does.
But it's actually the rain.
How are we doing on time?
We're at 52 minutes.
Oh,
we
wow.
got like another 8-10 minutes.
Time flies when you're having good conversation with
And
your
good
best
crack.
pal.
Because I'll tell you what, you guys are the only thing standing between me and a nap right now.
Oh, don't
I
worry.
am tired.
All right, we'll
dude.
get you out. We'll
No.
get you out
I
here.
wanna. I would have canceled first of all. I didn't
Well,
wanna
he
do
didn't
that.
because he's a man
I
of
did.
honor.
Well, your excuse would have been mute because we would know what it was about. We'd be like, yeah, well, we know what you did last night when we were with you.
I would have been like, hey, can we just do this like in 3 hours? No, but I'm very glad you guys had me on. This is fun. You
Hell
guys,
yeah.
you guys are great. You're great guys. You're
We
great
try.
comics.
We said last night
you're
we're
gonna
like
be, you're gonna be stars.
we're gonna be stars, baby. We said last night I said this to you before. I'm just like Patty. Just like when I hang out and like talk to Paddy, you just feel like a kid that I could have grown up with.
Yeah,
like
you
one,
get-
like another one of our buddies from back home.
You have the
Yeah.
most similar background
Yeah.
to us in that like you're not from like a terrible background and are already divorced at 20. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Every person
You guys
you
all-
meet in
you guys played
comedy has
sports,
some
right?
crazy
Yeah.
fucking story. Yeah.
I think just like playing sports is the key to
Yeah.
being like a normal human being when you're older.
Yeah.
Because you learn that like shit sucks, like shit like losing sucks, practice sucks, getting up early, all that shit.
Yeah, that's
sucks.
very true.
But you just do it, and then you see the reward you get for doing it, and like that's all life is. People, you can tell who plays sports or played sports.
Very
you know?
Yeah.
true.
Like it's not just about the physical thing, and like they'll make
No,
it,
no,
like,
it's
Nah,
all
I
about
feel
the
like
philosophy.
very much.
We're the
Yeah.
anomaly, which isn't like a good thing by any means. It's like most comics you meet are like, it's just like the stereotypical thing. Like they have some crazy fucking life story and they're just up there bearing their souls, which is awesome. But like we're like, yeah, I played JV soccer in high school. That was cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we all kind of got into comedy the like the Shane Gillis way, I think.
Like, what was that?
Like we were kind of just like we were all pretty popular, and I feel like you guys were pretty popular in high school, right?
Yeah, yeah, we were the funny guys.
Yeah.
For sure.
We were local celebrities.
Yeah, and like so we kind of had it easy.
Yeah, we did.
I've had an easy life. It's been easy.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like whatever little shit that happens, but
Sure,
like,
sure.
for the most part, we just started because we're like, this is like we can make people laugh. Like we
That
can
was
do
exactly
that.
what it is.
We're not trying to be famous. We're not trying to do it. We're just like this is fun. This
Yeah.
is what I love to do.
It's just like if you have, it almost feels like if you have the ability on a micro level in high school in your town to like make people laugh and like give their miserable existences a little like brightness for even a minute, like it's like we should go, like, you know, not sounding like we're fucking heroes or anything, but like we should go do this for fun on a larger scale just because it's like I love doing it and a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying we're fucking pros by any means, but like at least we're giving it a shot where there's some people that like physically could not get on stage and try
That
to
always
do this.
blows my mind though. Like maybe I overestimate like what it takes to do stand up, but like I like really the first time is very hard.
Yeah.
To, like,
Right.
It's like jumping out of
it's
an
the
airplane.
nerves.
Yeah.
It's the nerves.
You're like everything is telling you don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, but you just have to just fucking do it. Like
Yeah.
get drunk, whatever it is. And then like you still feel those nerves as you're doing it, but like once you realize like what it is and like that it's not this it's like very addicting
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So like
Which is not normal. Like
Yeah.
every person I know that's not a stand-up that's came and seen us and shit are like, I literally had anxiety watching you. Like,
Yeah.
I could never in a million years think to do that.
Dude,
Ever.
it's just crazy because like you guys have friends who are like, I'm sure who are like the super confident with like girls and stuff, and like
Yeah.
like it's just like totally like natural to them and whatever, but they could not talk into a microphone.
Oh,
I'm like,
never.
I would much rather do that than make an ass out of myself to like
Oh,
some
absolutely.
sexy little number over in table 3.
You'd rather like do some crowd work over to table 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're with this guy, huh?
Yeah, look at this guy. Ah, pork
Yeah.
chop, huh?
You're funny looking.
Yeah.
What did Tommy keep doing? That is hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I forget who I was talking to about this, but like I was like talking about like doing crowd work, and I was like imagine you go out and you're just like you're kind of shitty at it. And,
Yeah.
And someone's like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" And they're like, "Gynecologist." And they're like, "Gynecologist." What do you do for like you've done nothing for gynecology? Like, and they're just like prison transport. You're like, does anyone have like an interesting job?
Like a normal job.
Or even just a normal,
Yeah.
mundane job. Anyone an
Yeah.
accountant?
Is anyone a mailman? I have 20 minutes on being a mailman.
Oh, you're like male? Fuck you.
When is that job? Oh, what was that, guys? Let's look
That's
for
the
a
classic.
topic.
No, yeah, it's just like, well.
Life is great. Life
When
is
when is mail gonna die out?
Yeah,
you know?
when's that going to get like fully digitized?
Yeah, dude, think about how much the clearing up of the streets are gonna be.
Oh yeah.
I mean, New York City, it's like people walking, so it's not as big.
Well,
of a deal.
they're trying to get rid of cars in New York City. Like they're trying to make it eventually so that it's only Ubers and cabs on
You
the
should
streets.
not be allowed to drive a car in New York City, if I can be quite honest. And
They
not
should
because
just make driving zones. Like if you have to drive through, it's like through this geographical, part. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can get through there if you got to go wherever, and then the mass highways. But
yeah. I get that
all
it's
over.
like you kind of have to do it though at times.
So,
It's
yeah,
like, what are we gonna
sometimes.
do with all these parking garages? Like we're just gonna
yeah.
sell drugs all day in them.
No, they could turn them into like coffee shops.
You could probably turn them into like Top Golfs too.
eight floor underground coffee shops.
Yeah, or is like the
Oh, you want a lid?
go.
It's 5 floors up.
5 floors up. We have the elevator available over there.
Or nightclubs.
Yeah.
Just
We already
echoing.
have a bunch of those with like the warehouses in Bushwick and all that type
Yeah.
of shit.
Dude, Bushwick, they just put a new like axe throwing thing like near our apartment, and we went there. We are like, "How much is it?" They're like, "It's $75 a person for 75 minutes." So me and Tommy were like looking at, we're like, "That's $150 between us," and I don't even think they sell like alcohol there. So you have to like get boozed up beforehand. And I don't know how the fuck they're going to stay in business, but the building looks sick because it's like a projection on the wall. So it's not like a real thing. It like tracks where your axe goes. It's like playing indoor golf, like that kind of thing. Yeah,
Oh
with
my
throwing
The one
God,
I
they
went
got
to was
balls.
like a real wood target, and you gotta fucking whip it at it. And you
Oh,
bring
really?
your own booze, and it was not that expensive. It's a good time. You'd be surprised. I for a while was like, I'm not gonna go fucking pay to throw an axe at a wall. What am I, an asshole?
Yeah.
And then I did it, and it was.
How easy is it to like stick?
It's not hard if you just learn. Like they very briefly are like, this is how you have to throw the axe. Like you just let go here, and like if you're not a bitch, it'll work.
How does that work
I did
with-
2 at once, and like I was just having the time of my life. And then the guy came over. He's like, "Yeah, you can't do that."
Well, I was gonna ask because you're like it's bring your own booze and shit. Like, how does that work?
That's what I'm saying.
Do they ever just like look over at someone and say, "Buddy, you're done"? Because
Yeah.
he's just.
I'm
like,
sure it has happened, and I've seen
Yeah.
videos of like girls whipping an axe at the floor, and then it fucking projectiles back.
That's what I was gonna
Blades.
say too. If you fuck it up, it bounces back.
Yeah,
you could
it's always a
very
chick. It's always a chick
Yeah.
that does that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my sister almost took someone's leg off.
Oh my god.
Dude, imagine going to the gun range and just like taking 2 guns out. Do they let you do that? They're
Absolutely
sure
not.
No, definitely not.
We had a buddy that worked at a gun range, and he had some interesting stories
Yeah.
that we can.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you told me one of them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go down
No,
that.
no.
that
We can't.
Yeah, we're not going
I'm not
to.
gonna go down that.
Okay.
That's why I brought it
Classified.
up.
Yeah.
That's on the Patreon.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Patreon on Thursdays.
Coming
Yep.
soon.
Patreon. The code for the Patreon is Manscaped. The code for the Manscaped is
Good
good
crack.
crack.
If we get the Patreon going eventually, we'll have you like as a regular so that we
Oh,
you
that'd
could
be
run.
sweet.
We'll run buck wild as far
You
as
could do all your accents.
accents.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know.
Oh yeah. If you, by the way, I don't care what you leave in, what you take out.
Oh, we
but
don't edit typically.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the edit. But
No,
if you,
no.
for any reason, we're like, I don't want this in or whatever. Whatever.
No, we're
I'm
good.
not like a stickler.
No, we know you're not.
Yeah.
Listen,
You're one of the guys.
One of the
it might
boys.
just cost you your spot on SNL, but like,
Yeah.
listen, who
Dude. I don't think anyone wants to be on that show anymore. No, to be
No.
honest, it would be fucking sick, but it's also like it would never. You kind of need to, like, I'm 27 now. You need to kind of be on the map by the time you're 27. And
Yeah,
like,
it's a good point.
yeah.
I feel like back in the old days, they were just putting like 50-year-olds on that show.
Well,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is that like back then it didn't matter, but now that's like you get there when you're
As
like
long as you're
in
still
your
willing
20s.
to do blow and be funny, I think you're good.
Yeah.
Back
But now
then,
I feel like they're all nerds now.
Yeah, it sucks now. Like, there's not.
Well, they're
even
academics. Like a lot of them
Yeah.
go to good ass schools.
Yeah, the
and
head
there's, like-
writers from
Yeah.
fucking Harvard.
They didn't
Yeah.
play enough sports.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
SNL.
It was either that or just like party, you know? Like there's no fucking Belushi, or, you know?
Yeah. Picture how good it would be right now if Gillis was on it. I mean, it might still suck because it's not him writing the
But it's
sketches.
better
like-
off because then you got like Tim Robinson and
Yeah.
Shane Gillis. Like
Yeah,
they
like,
make all their
that's so
sketches
true.
and it's just so much better.
And
Yeah,
hopefully
than
that's
SNL.
speaking to like SNL's like, you know, producers,
Demise.
and it's like, hey, Tim Robinson's making the best sketch comedy that exists right now, and he quit your show after a year and got fired. You know what I mean?
I feel like
and then
there could be.
Shane's just fucking amazing.
I feel like there could be like a computer program that writes Tim Robinson sketches, because they're all like almost exactly the same thing, just in like different setting. Half of them are just like a guy in an office building doing something ridiculous. He's like, I don't know what you mean. I'm not doing anything weird.
It's
and
like those AI things. That
he's
it's
just
like,
doing the weirdest thing.
My AI wrote a Tim Robinson sketch.
Yeah, those are funny.
Those are funny. So, Patty, what else do you got going on in your life? You're a host. You got some big hosting
when is this
gigs?
dropping?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Sunday? The Lord's Day?
Plug yourself.
It's testy.
Give us your goals and aspirations for your career, where you'd like to be in a couple years with the comedy thing. Give us what
your
you're
strength,
doing now.
your weakness,
your hosting gigs.
why you want to work at the company.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm hosting Pure Fruit. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always know it's something fruit. Tuesday night at the Comedy Shop, 10 p.m.
Very good show.
Yes.
It's gonna be a hot one. I believe tickets are somewhere online. Eventbrite.
Yeah.
So you got to buy tickets.
Yeah, it's a ticketed event.
That kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Dude, I went to the first
Listen,
one and
for
they
those
Comedy
oversold
should
and it
be
was
free.
fucking
Yeah, but listen,
packed.
it should be free for us, but those fucking plebes that walk around New York City need some
Civilians.
good
That's
entertainment,
true.
and $10 is good enough. That's one
Yeah.
Starbucks coffee.
To be honest, like the shows are always like they're way better than I expect.
Oh, yeah.
Like every comedy show I've gone to, like every bar show, whatever. It's the comics are always good. They're prepared.
Dude, just
Once
in
in
our
a while,
little scene
maybe
alone,
not. But
like there's some killers, and it's like, wow, I'm
Yeah,
just
they're always-
lucky to watch you every week. Do
they're
something.
worth it. But with that being said, I still don't understand how anyone goes and sees comedy that's not like at the Comedy Cellar or like
Yeah.
why would anyone have any reason to go otherwise?
I think it's just you just gotta like comedy, and I think
do,
for some
yeah.
I think for like some people like that, they don't love comedy, so it's not about going and seeing Chris Rock or something. For them, it's like they like comedy.
Yeah.
And then it's like you get like a group that are just like, oh, let's go to like this show. It's like right over here in the village.
There has
Like,
to be
yeah.
some like perverse excitement to like watching people that aren't
Yeah.
pros like either crush it out of thin air or they just bomb and like are just struggling out there.
I think that's also it's like the Birdie Bots all flavored beans. Like that's why people want to go because like some people might be really good, some people might bomb so hard that it's like whoa,
Yeah.
like that was wild.
Yeah.
Like there's so much diversity on one of these shows.
Yeah, and it's a night out, and it's not like a big night out that's like breaking the bank. So
$10
it's,
bucks,
you
dude.
just go and do it every week if you want.
Yeah. I'll plug Dean's show,
Yeah.
Aggressively Chill. That's on Tuesdays every week at Gold Sounds at 8:30. Gold Sounds
yep.
Brooklyn. We like that.
Yeah,
We're
I'll be
patrons.
up there this week.
Hell yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
that's
that's right.
fun.
Fuck yeah. And Tommy's gonna be up there
Tommy
too.
too. Yeah.
Oh, Tommy's getting up this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna
He's
be
on the
a good
bill.
show.
He's on
I think
the bill. Yeah,
I
he's
think
on
he's doing like 10 or 12 or
That's
something.
gonna be
If
great.
we could pull it off, it would be really dope to go see you and Tommy perform at Aggressively Chill, bounce, and somehow make it all the way back to the Comedy Shop to see you host. But that might
That
be
would
a tall
That
order.
would be interesting.
It's a lot of geographic movement.
I would appreciate it.
You guys
That'd
are
be
talking
great,
about
but you
cars.
have
I don't
to
care
do that.
about cars. Like, just like fucking Elon, invent the teleporter already, or like the fucking glass tubes from Futurama that just shoot you around the city. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
no
that'd be sick.
reason, truthfully, at this time in the world that we shouldn't be able to get to a geographic location in under 30 seconds
Yeah.
through some form of advanced technology.
Quit dressing your girlfriend like a Christmas tree and just fucking go.
Yeah.
Grimes. She has
yeah.
so many things.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, she's weird.
No, they're done with each other. I
Oh, yeah,
think.
they are.
Yeah,
done.
they are done.
They have that child.
She also posted her
XY.
tits on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not
Uncensored?
not great tits.
It's like
but
fully
it's
uncensored.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they're just very tiny,
Okay.
you know?
Tiny titty committee.
That's true. Good looking nip, though,
Okay.
if I can be so frank.
Hey, listen,
Please.
I appreciate
Please.
all bodies.
I love-
Yeah, well, that's it. All I have.
All right.
That's all I
fuck
have.
Yeah, dude.
Listen, dude.
What
Paddy
about
Defino.
where can the people find you on socials?
Oh, socials. I guess you can find me on Instagram at PaddyIsFunky. Underscores between the Paddy is and the is funky. And then Twitter at Paddy Defino. I never tweet, and if I do, it probably sucks. Actually, for Christmas, or not Christmas, Halloween, I was going to print out all my tweets that got 0 likes and stick them on myself. But there was so many of them I could.
Well, Twitter sucks now. It's not even cool being good on Twitter. All the assholes are good on Twitter.
I'm not on it enough. There's
Well,
now
It's not
there's
earned-
always
it's
a
not
meta.
earned, It's not earned enough. Like
Yeah.
random people get off, and I'm just like, God damn.
Do you
it.
ever get angry when you see that and then you like click the tweet and then you scroll down a little bit and they're like, "Whoa, I can't believe this blew up."
Hey guys, I make jewelry.
Yeah, I make jewelry on Etsy.
Dude,
I just jacked the prices up
I
to
fucking
150.
flipped out like a month ago when. So last March, I made like a tweet thread about how Grandpa Joe from like Willy Wonka is a fraud, like complete fraud. And then like all of a sudden a month ago, it became cool. And I just saw like Shithead Steve and like all these big accounts like sharing tweets. And like it's a girl just being like, we got like finessed by Grandpa Joe. And I'm just like, fuck all you guys.
500,000 likes.
Yeah, I'm like, mine got
Sign
like
up for my
13
OnlyFans.
likes.
She makes $1 million.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck that.
It is crazy how quick. Like, I don't know what it is that decides that. They might not even be real people.
There's
like
definitely
out there.
some algorithm at work that we're not a part of.
Yeah, or just some guy you pay to get all the views and
Yeah,
everything.
that could
Well, they hit us up all the time on the Instagram account for Good Crack. Like, hey, are you fun American person that like to have fun? Give me 5,000 Bitcoin and I give you 10 billion follower.
The one guy was hilarious. He's like, I will send you a sample right now so you can see. And all of a sudden we got like 15 followers, and I just blocked him. I'm like, I don't want.
They
dude,
were
like,
all like
don't-
Russian bot accounts.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
it was hilarious.
he's like, look, it works, and I got 15 followers. He's like, do you want like? And I'm like, no. Like I blocked him. I'm like, I don't fucking want all these bots following
Jeez.
us.
Yeah, that's weird.
So then we start posting, and they're like promoted on Reality Records, and
It's also kind of a badass thing to do is fake being famous your
Yeah.
way into being famous.
yeah, that's nuts.
That's pretty cool.
Listen,
You can
I
always
don't
tell
want
though. People
any
will have
aid.
like 50,000 followers, and then they get 65 likes on
Yeah.
a photo, and you're like, they paid for that.
I don't want any aid from the Russian bloc.
No.
I feel like I've said it
Unless
before
it's-
on the
unless
show. I
they're-
don't have any ill will against any people,
Yeah.
but the Russians, that's my natural born.
I don't want any
They
help
run
from
me
the
wrong way.
Russians unless it's putting Donnie T back in office. Bring it on. Bring it on, Poots.
Ever since Ivan Drago and Rocky went at it, I just can't trust those fuckers.
yeah, like a real American.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck Russia.
He's a
Fuck you,
real
Russia.
American.
I like when Apollo Creed gets absolutely murdered.
Well, that's Hulk Hogan,
We
actually.
should play that for Fall Rivers next time he walks up on stage.
This podcast is brought to you by FallRivers.com.
Yeah, actually,
looking for a shitty
let's-
postmodern painting where you could buy it
Yeah.
for $100,000.
dude, you
No,
guys should,
30,000.
you guys should
There
get,
was one listed for 100,000. I will say
Yeah.
that is true.
you guys should get sponsored by FallRivers.com.
I mean, if he's making $14K on a painting and he's donating 50% to charity, donate the 50% to the show.
Dude, he could give us
Wow.
either a handmade painting or $20, and we'll advertise for him every week. That's not a joke.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
he'll
not a
just
joke.
buy you guys a beer.
No.
I don't need a Fall Rivers beer. I got my own.
Fall could just give us $100 a month. Like, it seems like he can handle that just fine, and like that's fine.
I mean, he sells one painting off your thing.
He also sells drugs.
That's 180.
Formally.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think he can swing that. The fact that he's donating 50% to charity, he should just do a special for us and be like, this one is a different painting. 50% will be donated to the Good Crack podcast.
Dude, he should
It's
just
a
start
life,
calling his
fitness,
paintings
wellness
NFTs.
podcast.
By the way, why do you call it the Good Crack podcast?
Good question.
Is there
Good
such a thing as
question.
I
bad
think
crack?
every guest has asked that question, but it's good because then we get to keep educating.
We keep
people.
reinforcing it.
Yes, because my mother still doesn't get it, and she's like, "I don't understand why you guys got to talk about crack."
My mom doesn't ask questions anymore. Like she's just like slowly accepting that this is what it is. You know,
So
Yeah.
what it is,
she doesn't want to understand it.
Patrick, is that I lived in London for a summer. I was doing an abroad internship program, and I went out to Dublin, Ireland for a weekend, and I had the best weekend of my life. I got a lot of Guinness in me, met a lot of great people, great ladies, everything. It was just a friend of mine who's from Ireland took me out there and just gave me the works, right? And I was hanging out with all these born and bred Irish folk, and they all kept saying like, "Oh yeah, maybe we should go down to this bar tonight. I heard it's good crack," or like, "That's good crack, mate." And "Oh, I'm just having the crack." And I'm like, man, everyone here is addicted to crack. Like, people are smoking crack apparently in droves. Like, they smoke crack like we smoke weed. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's with all this crack talk? And they're like, oh, like crack, like fun, like it's a good joke. Like, I'm like, oh. So then I looked into it, and it's a term. It's spelled C-R-A-I-C, crack. It's like crake, but they say crack. And I was like, that's dope. Like, this bar's good crack. Like, that sounds funny as fuck. I
Yeah.
want to bring this back to America.
You did too.
So I came back and I just started saying it with like people and my friends, and they had no idea what I was talking about. And it did not pick up at all. So when we were coming up with a name for the podcast, we both, because I got Joey on the good crack vibe.
Well, yeah, you'd always like you would hit me up and be like, "What's the crack?"
Yeah.
You know.
It's just a fun phrase.
Yeah,
And we were
it's
like,
good.
let's call our podcast Good Crack, because it's what it really is. It's like, it's about like good, it means like good vibes, good fun, good jokes. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you had a good night at the pub with your friends and like just a lot of laughs and good time, you'd say, oh, there was good,
For
a
sure.
good bit of crack that
I
night,
think people
you know?
underestimate too how much fun it is introducing new words to the jargon.
Exactly.
you know?
Oh, dude, that's
It's
what
a
we
good
live
time.
for.
So we
I
made the
live for
decision
that.
to name the podcast Good Crack, and we made the decision to spell it like crack cocaine instead of the way they spell it in Ireland. But it's fun because it's
Yeah.
like a double entendre. Because
Right.
maybe we do smoke
Well, if you
crack.
spelled it the
And
other way,
the comedy hits like crack. Like if you enjoy it, it's like, oh yeah,
It's
it's
a
crack.
crack.
yeah, and we just scream randomly every like
Yeah,
30
we walk in the streets like, Miranda, I almost hit him.
Dude, I saw, by the way, your train station over here, Utica Ave.
Yeah, A train.
That
yeah.
was a display going on there.
Really,
There
it's fine for the most part, but it has its moments.
Yeah.
It definitely
There
does.
was a guy fully pimped out dress wise, like big pink furry coat that
Oh,
went down to
wow.
his feet, big purple furry hat, and like a pink furry vest and a cane.
That's awesome.
That's sick.
We saw a guy like that the other night in the East Village.
Dude, I got home at that station one night at like 2 or 3, like after doing comedy and like hanging out, and there was this like crackhead that scared the fucking shit out of me. And then on top of it, he like came out from behind like a pillar. So I'm like, oh my God, he's like creeping on me, but he wasn't. And then he saw me and he's like, huh? And I'm like, oh God. And I go head down and just keep walking. And he's like limping. And he like goes full speed at me with his limp because he was like asking for like, you know, like some money or something. And I literally like raced him out of the station.
Jeez, dude.
He was like, and I'm like, oh, sorry. He's like, and then he's like just coming at me.
Yeah, dude, they're like
With a
wild
limp,
animals. They're like
Some are like
yeah,
undead.
intelligent.
It's like some of them are like zombies.
yeah, they're like an intelligent boar.
Dude, when I get off the Port Authority bus at
Port
8:30 and walk through Midtown to my office, it's just like The Walking Dead.
It's a war zone over
Because,
there.
like you said, they're either waiting to get their first hit or just had their first hit, and
Yeah.
they're all just fucking spaced out.
Yeah.
I saw a guy just eating a bowl of Reese's Puffs with milk and all in the middle of the streets out of like a fucking shoe. It was nuts.
He was shooing it.
At least, dude, Reese's Puffs. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Reese's Puffs. Peanut butter chocolate flavor.
Sponsored by Blue Chew.
All right,
well,
let's get you out of here. Get you home for that nap.
Patrick,
Yeah, I
thank
gotta go
you so
Betty
much
Buys.
for a
It's
fucking,
been-
Oh!
It's been a damn pleasure, my friend.
This was great, guys.
Yeah.
Dude, we
And
just
I-
love it's so much easier having your friends on because it's just like you could talk shit for hours, you know?
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
do it again for
let's
sure.
for sure do it again.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I could bring some heat, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm,
Patreon episode number 1,
Yeah.
Patrick Defino.
if I'm not
Yeah.
thinking about my mistakes.
no
I made
mistakes,
last
no
night.
mistakes.
No, not
No
today.
mistakes.
Last night.
No
Last
mistakes.
night was
There was a few mistakes.
last night was what I call good old fashioned fun. We went out, had some dinner, had some drinks, and went home.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yep.
There was no horse tranquilizer involved, and I'm on the record saying that.
Oh, how about real quick before we wrap things up? I just want to run a bit by you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to this thing called Spyscape one time. Have you guys heard of it? It's like the Upper West Side. It's basically like you go and you do these different like intelligence-based or like spy-based activities.
So like an escape room?
Not really, but it's not. But like there's but then at the end it like grades you and it emails you and like tells you you're a fag. And, but like when you
Is this like an entertainment thing, or is this like a state-sponsored like correspondence?
It's
Like, you
no,
go
it's
for
like
fun.
it's an entertain. Yeah, purely. So
It's
I
like the
show
wizard
up.
thing.
So my friend was visiting me, and like I brought him there, and like it was like $50 a head. We buy our tickets, and we're like, all right, and we
Jesus
walk
Christ.
in, and it's just like us and all like 5-year-old girls and their parents. There's like a huge party, so like we had to go in with that party. And I was like thinking in my head, I was like we look so much like pedophiles right now that we might have to pretend that we're gay together just so they think that we're not pedophiles.
And you're just like friends having some fun.
How long
holding
was
hands.
this whole ordeal?
We didn't actually pretend to be gay, but I think that would be a funny
It's
concept.
a good bit. You should bring that up because
Yeah.
first you have to introduce Spyscape to people, and that's a pretty interesting concept in general.
It is.
Yeah, and you can get some laughs at the fact it's like that's what we were going to do on
Yeah.
a Saturday.
Pay
It's so-
$50 for that, but not $75.
Dude, I
for
asked this
waxes.
chick about it on a date, like, because that's the best thing to do. Like when you first move to New York, you just ask chicks about what to do
Oh, I
in
thought
New
you
York.
just asked them specifically about Spyscape.
No,
have you ever heard of Spyscape?
She was like, I did Spyscape with all of my friends. It was a lot of fun. I should have known. I didn't look into it at all.
Did you have fun despite the children being around?
It was okay. It was very like.
Give us an example of what you did. There's a
So-
boat heading for the East Coast.
There's my favorite one was you go into this room and there's all these like like a pole or something with headsets on them, and you like go up to a headset and you put it on and like you hit your button or whatever so you're ready, and there's all of these security cameras like going around the room, and they're like okay, you have to like find this guy or whatever, and you have to say what number camera he's on, or like look over at this camera, like what do you see, and like you have to like give voice prompts into it, and it like scores you based on how quick you are, and it's like you have to be really fast. That was really cool. But then there was like they called it a laser room where you like dance through the lasers, but that's not what it was at all. There was just buttons on the wall, and you had to like smash as many as you could, and there was no like it wasn't like if you hit it it would go away. It was just like there's a ton of buttons and you can hit any of them. It was so crazy. So I was just like and like I fucking crushed it. But that's not a way to do lasers.
This episode has been brought to you by Spyscape.
Yeah, boy.
Go to Spyscape and use
All right.
good
Yeah. Didn't mean to take you off your flow there,
Oh,
boys.
dude,
but,
you didn't take any flow.
There's no flow.
We're
the,
flowing
Yeah.
into
we're
the
the
scape.
flow skis, boys.
I really appreciate this. This was a lot of
course,
fun.
Listen, Paddy, thank you so much for being here. Catch Paddy at Pure Fruit Hosting. Catch him doing stand-up all over the city. He's a funny fucking guy. Follow him where he can be followed. And look out for him because he's a force to be reckoned with, folks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm
And
gonna
if
be
you're
trans.
and
soon,
if you're and if you're 45 years of age or older, give him a call.
oh, dude,
If you're a
yeah.
woman
If you're 40 or older,
and you're
give him a
looking
call.
good at
if you're a
and
silver fox,
if you're a silver fox in the sunset years of your life, or whatever they say, twilight years, hit
Yeah.
up Paddy
Give him a call.
Defino because he'll eat you out.
With that,
Smoke them if you got 'em, folks. Paddy, look in the camera and say, "Smoke them if you got 'em."
oh, do we have to say it together?
I don't
Ready?
know.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.